Duyeon Kim is a nuclear and career expert, joins us on the line. Thanks very much for speaking to France 24. As we saw in that report, people are quite optimistic about this on both sides of the peninsula. Will we see Pyongyang's rhetoric toned down now when it comes to its neighbours?
Sorry, I didn't catch that question.
And I was asking you about Pyongyang's rhetoric, which has been quite fiery to date when it comes to its neighbours. I mean, with what's happened today, can we expect Pyongyang to tone down its rhetoric?
I think we can expect the North to practice restraint, to tone down its rhetoric for the time being until the Olympics. So the North, ever since Kim Jong-un's New Year's address, has been waging a peace offensive and a major PR campaign, which is to try to project its country as a peace-loving, peaceful state. And so that's its goal for now, the image that it wants to project. And that's why it wants, part of the reason why it wants to participate at the Olympics, to continue on this this promotional aspect, to try to convince the international community that the North is not a dangerous country. It does have nuclear weapons, but the nuclear weapons are only for defensive purposes. So
this
for the
abrupt
time
push.
being, I think until the Olympics, there'll be toned down rhetoric.
Sorry to interrupt you there. I mean, this abrupt push for better ties with its neighbour, you think it's just about image? Are there other factors which are motivating Pyongyang?
Well, if the New Year's address is any guide, which it is, the North is projecting both a hardline stance toward the U.S. And a flexible, softer, cooperative stance towards its South Korean neighbor. And so that's what we can expect in the weeks and months ahead. Now, the North does have an interest to attend the Olympics, as I said, and so that's why it's part of the reason why it's giving off this more peaceful behavior and image to the world, or especially to the South. And it's also a way to try to rekindle some old feelings of a one Korea, of a one Korean people working together towards peace without the influence of outside powers. And that type of talk resonates among many circles in the South Korean society, particularly with the progressives who are the constituents of the current South Korean president. So for the time being, I think we can expect this. Also, it's another way for the North to try to dilute the sanctions regime that's in place by trying to persuade the North to bring the South rather closer into the North Korea's orbit, to bring it closer to the North and farther away from the U.S., to try to make it more difficult for Washington to take a hardline stance and even military options towards the North by showing that the two Koreas are on better terms.
Okay, Duyeon Kim, you're a nuclear and career expert. Thanks very much for your time today.